time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah.
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Every time we start a show and I see that beautiful face on that lovely, majestic dog, it just makes you feel good. That's the key to a good intro, I believe, is right there. Just put a dog right at the end smiling, and you'll be off to a great start. Welcome to the Thursday edition of your show. My name is Gary, and we have a very special show for you today. Thursday means that CTV's Matt Young will stop by. He's going to get us all caught up with I love how he worded this. This is so cool. The World Juniors of Football going on in Edmonton right now. It's literally, that's exactly what it is. It's the under 20s for football, and they're not playing 3 down. They're going 4 down. And not only that, they're playing for a gold medal. That's coming up this weekend. He's going to get us caught up with that. But we are so excited right now because we have a guy here who's been here since day one. He is my go-to guy. We bonded over basically being broken from the soul all the way out.
I don't have a soul. I'm Ginger Buddy.
His name is Croker!
You forget that every single time. You always make that soul joke, and I'm like, man, I don't have one. Come on. 2 things about dogs, first of all. Okay?
Here we go.
I saw Maggie's doppelganger at the Berries game the other day.
Get out of here.
Heather Burry, she works for the Berries. She posted on hers, but like the one leg was tucked even, so it looked like a 3-legged dog. So it's like, I thought Maggie was at the Berries game, and I was mad because I was there too, and I was like, oh, I don't see Gary, but maybe Maggie just got loose and wandered down to Karen's field.
She loves baseball, yeah.
Maggie's just the best, man. I love your dog
so
much.
And I feel the exact same way about Kipper, because as you know, it's almost to the day when I first got to meet Kipper in real life, when I had to make a quick run over to your place to get some keys.
Classic.
And if you've never been around a blind dog before, it's just the purest form of emotions at all times. Eh? Like, it's just...
But also kind of funny.
And that's the part I didn't really know how to say, because you walk in and she knows you're there, but she doesn't know where. And then I lean down, Kipper, and she doesn't know me. So it's like, wait a minute.
It helps that she's the nicest dog ever. Like that's and the cutest dog ever. Like a chocolate lab purebred. She's super adorable. So, but thing is,
we're very lucky.
I did a video where I was doing your strategy. Oh, just put the dog on the intro. Everyone loves that. Did a video for 5-star heating and cooling. And the whole video was just their office dogs, because they have like the cutest Rottweiler ever. They have like a gray Labradoodle, and they have these office dogs that are just awesome. So I was like, well, you know what, guys? Let's just make it all about your office dogs.
Why doesn't every shop have dogs?
I don't understand, man. Like when I go to a place, like you can get your furnace anywhere, right? There's tons of places that'll do it for relatively the same price, but you remember the office dog, where you're like,
every time.
I like those people with the office dog, right? I've never had a bad experience with an office dog place. So
that's it. And the morale inside, like the biggest claim to fame, and I think the reason I stayed at the other place was for so long was because Maggie kept us on the roster, just because when she would come into work, the entire building, you could feel like the stress just go away. With every pet, everyone got a little calmer.
Right?
With every kiss she gave, everyone chilled out a little more, and it kept a nice, happy environment. So dogs are the way to go, in case you're wondering. This guy has been everywhere. You know him from Creator Aid. You know him. Like I was joking earlier, but it's not really a joke. You are blowing up. You're blowing up on the internet, man. How's it feel?
I wouldn't say blowing up, but I'm doing a lot of client stuff the past couple weeks. So like,
I love it.
I'm doing like 3 videos a week right now.
The one thing I don't love is it's cutting into your time with this. This is where we're supposed to be bonding.
I had a streak of at least once a week I was appearing on the show, and that got snapped last week, right, buddy? So it's been crazy with the client videos and stuff like that. And then next week book some time off to just go down south and do a bunch of. Well, I'm still working. I'm still. I want to do, that's the thing. You got to balance it out with this job that we're doing right now, right? Yeah. Because content creating, you want to pay the bills. You got to do sponsorship stuff, right? But it's about making that fun.
Absolutely.
So, you got to balance those, the things that pay the bills with the actual fun stuff, going to small town bakeries and small town golf courses, things like that. And that's the balance, right? You don't want to be a sellout, but,
I was cutting up some videos from the Dude podcast, the return that we're doing. It's going to be a little bit different. It's basically just Coach Mays and I.
Yeah.
And we just talk about all this cool stuff. And it's all like edited really quickly. So it's like quick hitting jokes, basically. And it's really fun. And you came up in like 2 of the 3 videos I edited.
Let's go.
And one of them was just talking about how you must be so fat now from all of the food you've eaten.
Lots. So I gained, I've been keeping track, 9 pounds. I think I had 9 pounds. I lost 3 of it yesterday, though.
Uh-oh.
Another client, they're called Upbeat Fitness. It's a girl, like the fitness videos, like spin class videos where they got the microphone, 3 more, and you just want to punch the girl in the face. So you're just like, stop yelling at me. This isn't working. I know you think this is working. This is not working for me. It was the opposite of that. It was like it was basically you in female form leading a fitness class for an hour, and the first half an hour is like kind of like dancing and stuff like that. Like we were doing like this stuff and whatever. Like we were like shaking hips. I'm the only guy in there. So I'm the only guy in there. There's 8 other girls ranging from ages 20 to 80.
Holy cow.
Oh, and that's the thing. Everyone's invited. Everyone's screwing up the dances. Like you do it like 4 or 5 times, and by the 5th time, you're getting it, right? And then the next half hour is like small weights and resistant bands and stuff like that. The whole point of the video was how dark is my gray shirt gonna get? It was black, man. It was a black shirt. It was a black T-shirt at the end. And it was, but I lost. Yeah. I weighed myself 3 pounds after something like that.
That's crazy.
There are a lot of guys out there, like former Uncle Rico football guys like me, that think, man, just bench press. That's how you get in shape. Go to these fitness classes that these girls are doing, fellas. Like, this is the way to really, really get in shape. These ladies are onto something.
Yeah, I did a spin class one time.
The worst.
The worst. And I was the dumbest state of mind going into it because I didn't want to do it, didn't want to be there, hated it already. Then once we got started, I was like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
I literally said it's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
Like just the worst guy to have in your class. And about 5 minutes in, I was dead.
I went to a spin class one time with a 5 beer buzz. It was the worst experience I've ever had in my life because
that has to be a puke.
Your filter's kind of gone, right? And then spin class microphone Magoo up there is just, come on, up, down. And I'm just like, shut up.
The first guy to ever try to actually fight the instructor.
But they don't take any crap, hey? No. Like, that's the thing. Hey, we've been chirping them for being mean. Credit to them. They don't take any crap from nobody. They stand their ground. So
you'd have to, I think, in that position, or else you just get.
Well, then you lose the class, and they're just sitting there doing nothing. You have to put fear into the spinners.
I could never do it.
Spinners? Is that what they're called in spin classes? So. Oh, spinners.
The spinner.
I don't know. That's the worst. We did that in like grade 6 for Pee Wee hockey. Why? What Pee Wee hockey coach takes it that serious? It's tier 2.
Yeah, that's maybe if it's like a select team or something.
Or the Blades, but tier 2 Pee Wee hockey. Like I don't know. And then some people find spin class like enjoyable and that's like crazy. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how. I don't know who you spinners are that loved. I couldn't do it.
I think we can both agree the only spinners we will ever give love to are the ones on cars.
Fidget spinners.
Oh, and fidget spinners.
Talking about the wheels spinning rims. That was the first thing that came to mind when it came to spinners.
Yeah.
There's got to be a drinking game out there called Spinners or something like that. Spin around in circles and then chug a beer as fast as you can.
Get drunk and go to spin class. That's what it is. And it sounds like you won. You made it through.
It's the worst drinking game ever. What do you guys do? We just drink a 12-pack, go to spin class. What do you do after that? Nothing else.
That's it.
Like, can I just, what are your notes? I took a video of this. Your notes are out. I don't know if we can get a close-up of this, but, your notes are outrageous.
And you'll also notice I haven't wrote any notes for a long time.
No, and they're on the back here, too.
That was from the new show we got coming up, the All Out of Angst podcast.
Gary's Berries. That's cute.
That was funny.
That's cute.
Yeah, and it's just like all this. I haven't wrote on any. This is back when we first started. I would write notes and not read them, and now I just keep them so I go like this and pretend I'm looking at stuff.
You got some ponytails, so you think you're just... you're just better than everyone else now, hey? Would those be ponytails? What are those even? Pigtails?
This is the Daniel Bryan. So it's
you got 3. You got one hidden there.
3, yeah. So if you look at it from the top, it goes top, back, and then the sides across.
You got 3 braids going on in there.
You're like the wrestler Daniel Bryan.
Okay, yeah.
And it's not as nice as his, but I think it works out good. The only reason I do this, make no mistake, is to keep the hair out of my freaking eyes.
I thought you were just a big Allen Iverson fan. You wanted to do the old cornrows.
I also love the AI. I love the answer. And whenever there's a question, he's always the answer. But I just like getting it out of my face. So now I can do this, and it's not there. I noticed you got your stash looking better than ever.
Yeah, I got went to Bourbon Barbershop today. They got a little the gel doesn't last. I don't know if it's like the ginger follicles in the hair or something like that.
Some stash
Oh,
wax.
here we
see?
go. Uncle Mike's.
This is Uncle Mike's stash wax.
Okay,
so
here.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to get some.
We're gonna curl it
it's
live
hard.
here.
You gotta get it good.
Yeah, you gotta get it nice and yeah, you gotta
you
work
gotta-
it, right?
you
You
gotta
gotta
chop
love
it.
you gotta
Yeah.
love it a little bit,
Yeah,
right? You
you
gotta
gotta
just kind of
warm it up.
go back and forth,
Warm
back
it
and
up.
forth
You
a little
can't
bit. Yeah,
just
you can't just
throw in.
go in there with your socks on, right? You gotta do a little foreplay here, right? A little back rub,
Let her know you like her.
Yeah, nibble the earlobe a little bit, right? A couple kisses on the neck, a couple cheek ones.
Oh, your wife is such a lucky
This
woman.
is not work. This is
You got to really warm it up.
I was gonna. This is as hard as when it started, but then with all what we were saying, that wouldn't be good. I'm gonna have to scrape it off. Okay, there we go. Now we got it. Okay.
Good one. Yeah. I'm gonna do that too.
You just gotta give it little scrapies, I think.
Scrapey up.
And then you just kind of
scraping's the way.
So then you twirl.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So then you twirl here.
Oh yeah. Okay, this is great. By the way, if you want to get some stash wax just like this, head over to Uncle Mike's allnatural.com. You can use the promo code DAM20.
Keeps getting
and
dirtier
get
with the all natural, hey?
20% off your purchase. And
put
look
those-
at this. Oh yeah. See, I lost half of my right side.
So
here.
I like it, but like I kind of miss my Lanny McDonald a bit. Like it was scruffy. Oh, there we go. Hold it. Oh, I'm gonna try. Which camera am I on? I don't even know.
That is
one.
Oh, LB. We got LB on the ones and twos, bro. Which
There
camera
we
are we
go.
on?
That's perfect. That almost looks like it
Dude.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the curls isn't. Man, this is a nice curling little. Man, this is
Isn't that
perfect.
great? That's what it's for.
Woo.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that.
We look like we're about to open a bank in 1915.
Or rob it.
No, the owners of the bank always had the fancy mustaches.
That's
The
true.
robbers always had like the goatees that were everywhere. They kind of looked like
Yeah.
pirates, right?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
You got this, as usual. As we continue on this Thursday with our favorite person in the world, not a word of a lie, a guy that I'm so appreciative that we bonded over.
Oh.
this
No,
thing.
well,
I feel like we're so tight now.
We've
and I
always been
really
friends.
love it. Yeah.
We've always been friends since the radio days and
Absolutely.
stuff like that. So,
We really got to step it up though and really start working.
can I
together.
ask? Can I ask you a question? I'm going to
I
flip
love it.
things. I know Gary asked the questions, but I'm going to
No
flip
way.
things here.
Let's do it.
You ever miss it?
No,
Really?
no. And here's
I mean, you're
here's
sitting
why.
here twirling your mustache. That's a pretty good replacement gig. Like,
And that's exactly why. A lot of that job, as you know, was going out and being in front of people and talking to people. And for
Sounds like
me,
a nightmare.
it's impossible. Yin and yang. It's right up your alley, and you love it. For
Yeah.
me, that was the worst thing. I would lose sleep for months thinking about having to host Rock the River.
yours is way better than me, by the way.
Well, the one side, this side's cool.
You got like a Yukon Cornelius thing going on there from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's almost like
Yukon Cornelius.
you know
We-
the
I
you
know
like you know
exactly.
the Whoville Mountain. That's what it kind of looks like
There
on
you
your
go.
face.
Oh yeah, we're doing it now. Dash
Yeah, there you
This
go.
is awesome. Okay, so now that we're all
addicting,
stashed
hey?
up,
Like I just want to sit here and keep doing it.
I think it would be good to take me away from stroking this,
Mhm.
not to get back into
How many that's what she says have happened on this freaking episode so far?
Thank goodness we're not counting.
10 probably in the past 5 minutes. So
You'd break the meter.
what are you doing this weekend though?
this
Canada,
weekend?
are you a big Canada Day weekend guy?
Not really.
No, just hate this country. Hey, why?
I love Canada.
Okay.
Absolutely love it. I'm not a big fan of, again, big crowds
Mhm.
and going out and doing the fireworks and doing all that. So
Well, you don't have to do that, Gary.
I know. I'm aware. I am aware of that. I got a 60th anniversary
Nice.
to go to for my good buddy Johnny Sperman, so
Mhm.
that'll be a good time. And I got to do some kitty sitting. I get to go see the cats
Nice.
at the old place. So there's a lot of fun stuff to do on the weekend. What about you? What you
What
got
about
going?
like, you're not like a lake guy or anything like that?
I do like going.
Yeah.
Going up to Candle Lake was fun. Going up to Waskasiu
Mhm.
lots, which
Like-
we'll get to.
We have the Canada Day tradition. We go to our like a blackstrap, like the whole family, the whole shebang, and everyone brings a friend. Like that's always been their family tradition. Everyone
pretty
gets to
cool.
bring a friend. You get to sleep over, maybe tent it in the backyard or get the trailer, whatever. It's just always a big party for all the kids and stuff like
like
that.
that.
Now that we're older, it's even better, right?
Way
Like
better.
when you're younger kids and all the cousins, they can't party or
Yeah.
they got to go to bed early. Now it's really really fun. But it's just like sometimes it's like the forced fun,
Yes.
So when you just want to sit there and you just want to like enjoy a beer, and just watch nothing. Just stare at some bushes or read a book or just do
right?
I'm going to go for a walk, whatever.
Finding yourself.
Sometimes it's just like, no, for Canada Day long weekend, we have a schedule and everyone can do what they want as long as you're on schedule and doing what the schedule says. But other than that, you can do what you want. And it's like, no. But like so many families have that, the forced fun on the long weekends where it's like, again, it is fun, but it's just like, we don't need the schedule. We do this anyway, but it's like
that it happened organically.
Yeah. Your family doesn't strike me as like a big forced fun family. Your family seems more like a away she goes, let's see what happens kind of thing.
It's a mix of both.
Yeah.
Like we would go on vacations. Like we went to beautiful Kauai, the island of Kauai, the Garden Island they call it.
Kauai Leonard's Island, I heard. Yeah,
probably could be that guy. Ooh, he's awesome. Money place.
Yeah,
for another time.
Wow.
So we'd go to the Garden Island, and I know how like facetious it all is. I'm very aware how lucky I am, and I'm forever grateful. That's why I'm always trying to share the wealth when it comes to anything that we got around here. We went there. My dad had a guide. He had a guidebook.
Mm-hmm.
So we toured the entire island. That was the whole day. Dad said, "No, we're doing this," and we toured the entire island in one day in this little guidebook.
Oh, nice.
Which was really cool, but was also quite forced because here's the waterfall. All right, there it is. Next stop. Go to this stand over here and all that.
Like, remember paper maps and booklets and guides and trying to find the right one? Like, remember you'd be on a road trip and you're like, okay, this is the best map, and then you take like 2 turns and it's like the most perfect close-up map that would have been made everything way easier. Yeah. No one's gonna have that anymore. Like that, you can go to a gas station, they don't even have maps anymore. It's
this is why I say, man, that when Skynet takes over, that's exactly how it's gonna go. Mm-hmm. You're gonna need to use a map, and guess what? No one knows how.
No one knows where to go, even, right? Like
Skynet wins again.
Man, if Skynet were to be real, we are truly screwed. Like if that movie, okay, easy.
Sorry.
If that movie does come true though, and like we are truly screwed.
Except for me, I got no computers in the '93 Dodge Shadow.
Oh well, then you're fine. Yeah, all you need is a '93 Dodge Shadow, couple Mountain Dews. They'll survive any apocalypse.
We got our order, Mountain Dew, baby. Oh, here he comes. What's up, LB?
Oh, boom.
Yeah, you do also realize that Skynet can't tap into that?
Skynet can tap into anything, buddy.
No.
What can't Skynet do? Do you want to have a Mountain Dew power rankings or a Mountain Dew draft right now?
I can already tell you, this guy, he got me on it. The reason I was bragging, so when he walks in, I'm like, hey, by the way, bro, we got some Dew.
Yeah.
I ordered 3 crates.
If you had to pick 3 kinds of Mountain Dew, those are the only kinds you can ever have for your entire life. I know them. Okay, which ones?
I know them now.
Okay.
Number 1, I'm a Voltage guy. I realize that. So Mountain Dew Voltage is my number 1.
Okay. Controversial. That's your number one pick?
Yeah. Well, I haven't
Marcus Russell over here. Okay.
So number 1, Voltage. Number 2, Code Red, which is LB's favorite.
Yep.
And number 3 is probably the Baja Blast I got in the garage here.
Hot take. Baja Blast is quite overrated.
Here we go. And I'm starting to realize that it almost tastes watered down.
On its own, it's bad. Paired with Taco Bell, right?
That's
it's like a fine wine
paired
with meat, right? Baja Blast needs to be paired with a quesarito or something like that, right? Like you need to pair the Baja Blast. It needs to work, right? Yeah. The Voltage for me is just, it doesn't even taste like Mountain Dew, right? Like it's just
that's why I like it. It's that raspberry bluiness. Like I got it in here right now.
You know how many
Let me see if it's still good.
You know how many grown men can talk Mountain Dew, by the way? 2. We're sitting right here.
It's
no one likes Mountain Dew like we do. Like
good.
When I buy Mountain Dew at the grocery store, the cashier is like, "Really?
What are you
doing?
You have
a 2-year-old with you and you're buying Mountain Dew? Like it's either for him or you. Either way, it's pretty bad."
LB got me hooked on it.
It's so good.
And these are straight sugar ones too, like imported.
Putting Mountain Dew in your coffee.
Some people like the coffee. I like to do the Dew.
So mine would be original Mountain Dew.
OG.
Oh, OG Mountain Dew. There's nothing wrong with it, right?
No,
there's fair. This. It's like pink lemonade Mountain Dew.
Here we go.
What? Why? The pink lemonade Mountain Dew is good. I like how Mountain Dew is kind of turning into Oreos, where they're just putting out whatever kind of flavor they want to, right? Hey, we're Mountain Dew, do whatever we want. Man, that pink lemonade is so good. What are you talking? It's so good.
Where did you try it? Hold on. Where did you try it?
Everywhere. I have
so
like
it's like available?
Oh yeah, you see, it's like limited time, but then you go to Dollarama and they have that huge, like the Dollarama 591 milliliter soda, like right by the front there, that area.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Those are still $1.25, by the way. At like 7-Eleven, they're $3.50. It's wild. And you have random, like they have Dr. Pepper strawberry in there. And if you're a soda person, Dollarama is the way to go.
I'm so excited to show you what I got. I also got shipped today. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper flavored nicotine pouches. 15 milligrams, so you can only have one.
Why do those exist?
Got them from Germany.
Oh, yeah. My blood can really taste that Dr. Pepper.
They're really good.
Injected into my veins, literally through pouch.
Okay. Mountain Dew Original, number 1. Pink Lemonade, number 2.
And then
what
there's like a dark one. Maybe that is the voltage one.
Wait for it.
Is it the voltage one? It's like grape. Yeah, it tastes a lot like grape. I love that one. Yeah, that sounds delightful. Oh, carbonated grape juice. Wow.
Did you expect to come in here?
It's good. Okay, Kate, get your mic. What are your top 3 Mountain Dews?
Representative for Mountain Dew.
You better clip this because people will be. We need to put a poll up or something like that because this is ridiculous.
Oh God, I wish I had.
How do you like Mountain Dew and you're slandering the original Mountain Dew?
Great question.
Because it's just not great. Like there's just nothing redeeming about it.
Okay,
right?
Go on. Your top 3 Dews.
All right. So top 1 is Code Red. Number 2 is Voltage, and number 3 is Baja Blast.
Not great.
The reason why those are
I'll
the 3
give you
I
Code
ordered.
Red. Code Red is like Code Red's legendary, right? Like Code Red changed the game. It was just Mountain Dew forever. Then what? Code Red? You can do that? Code Red is what started all the cool Mountain Dews after that.
Okay.
But
So
I just,
nostalgia
you know
there.
what? Voltage, okay, Voltage isn't bad, but Baja Blast to me is just, it's not it. It's not it. It's my hottest take of the hot takes.
I like that.
Because how many people love Baja Blast? It's just nice. I think people like it because they like to say it.
Or they like Taco Bell.
Both. Baja Blast. Yeah, and then you get Taco Bell because forever it was just available at Taco Bell. It was their own little
I didn't even
secret
know it
thing.
existed.
See,
this
the
whole,
reason
this
I like
whole
it-
Dew world just
What
opened
is
up
a
to me.
Baja? No
Okay,
one knows.
it's a place in the world, the Baja
Oh.
Peninsula. Okay, the
Told ya.
reason I like
You don't
On
wanna
it.
mess with them.
the reason
On it.
I like Baja Blast is because it's not like your usual flavor, right?
Mhm.
So like, Code Red is cherry and Mountain Dew is like your blue raspberry kind of thing. Like those are not like those are standard flavors for sweet drinks and
I
candies
wouldn't
and
say
stuff,
blue
right?
raspberry.
But,
Blue
like-
raspberry is a little out there.
You can get blue
Love it.
raspberry everything.
Well, I don't think
I
so.
don't know about everything.
I only well, I put,
I gotta side
Anyway,
with Crow
but
Crow on this
Baja
one,
Blast is like unique, right? Like there's no other like kind
Mhm.
of flavored like it, right?
I like arguing over ridiculous stuff like this. So I'll give you
couldn't
another. I'll give you another.
tell.
Okay, I'll give you another top 3. I'll give you another top 3. Top 3, 5-cent candies. You can only pick 3 5-cent candies for the rest of your life.
Oh man.
Like you can only stock the back room there because I know you love 5-cent
We
candies.
got a
Half the
lot.
reason I come here is because of 5-cent
we got
candies.
a lot of 5-cent
So
candies.
you can only have 3 5-cent candies rest of your life. What are you going
Okay.
with?
Well, lately I've been really liking the classic Coke bottle,
Yep.
but they have to be really fresh.
Okay.
Really fresh. So the cola bottle. I actually recently came around. I got the jumbo sour keys.
Mm-hmm.
And I just came around on
Yep.
those because if they're fresh,
Yeah.
they're so good. When they're hard, it's tough. But when they're fresh, man.
It's like a Little Caesars pizza. It's got a window. Hey, you
Absolutely.
leave the lid open on those, it's over.
See ya.
Yeah.
And then probably an old class again, the blue whale. I got a big bag of blue whales here, and I was off them for a long time, but it makes a difference with freshness. That's what
The
I
Blue
noticed.
Whale-
These ones are so good because they're
The
fresh.
Blue Whale is the Baja Blast.
Ah, there it is.
5-cent
I knew
candies.
this was coming.
It's just that you may as well get a couple of those eggs in there too. Bleh. Number
up.
1 is obviously dinosaurs. I mean,
Yeah.
grow up, right? Number 2,
Hold on, what color?
well, dinosaurs, you get all the colors. That's
Yeah,
the,
no, but nobody eats the yellow ones.
yeah,
No one eats
yellow
the green
do
ones either.
suck.
Yellow
I
and
don't
green
mind,
don't get
red
touched.
and orange and green. Red,
Yeah.
orange, and green are my favorites.
Those are the big two.
And then I would take not like the classic
Yellow's
Coke
so
bottles,
gross.
but like the fizzy blue and pink ones. You know what I'm talking about
yeah,
there?
the cream soda ones.
Yeah, the cream soda ones
Yeah,
are kind of
I
fizzy.
had
so
those ones
I
here,
would
yeah.
take those 2, and then oh man, there's so many good ones. I would take the sour blue raspberry, like the little
Interesting,
berry
yeah.
where it's
Oh,
blue
yeah.
like
And
that.
it's
Oh yeah, I
sour,
would take
yeah.
that. Those would be my 3 5-cent candies.
I got
right
some of
there.
the Swedish berries in there, but they're not the sour blues.
Swedish berries after they get in your teeth too. I guess
Yeah.
all 5-cent candies do, but Swedish berries, I don't know. They kind of after 3,
That's fair.
like
I'll
the
give it to you.
Werther's original 5-cent candies. Grandparents always have them. I don't know. Well, wait,
Man, we can talk so
top
much
3,
about this.
top
LB,
3.
what do you got candy-wise, bro?
All right. Fuzzy Peaches,
Blue.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about fuzzy peaches. Dang it.
Blue Whales,
No.
Blue.
the cola bottles,
Yeah.
and then
three.
I don't know
Three.
if this counts, but the sour straps.
Nope. Oh man, those are
Oh,
good.
I got those
yeah.
in there too. The sour rainbow strap.
Yeah.
And then the watermelon ones.
Watermelon
Watermelons are good,
slices?
too. Yeah,
Yeah, the watermelon
are
slices.
good too. The tangerines are also really, really good. God, 5-cent candies are good.
All I'm hearing is I need to make another order.
You've been stroking your mustache now for 10 minutes.
Just want to make sure I get it just right.
It's already perfect.
Okay. Yeah, that feels good.
That's going to be tough getting that out. That's going to hurt.
Hanging out with my man Croker. He's been here since the start. He's my brother in arms. I love him so much. As we continue, you've seen him everywhere with Creator Raid. The guy is absolutely crushing it. You were in Waskesiu. I want to get to this before we move on to CTV's Matt Young. The greatest golf course on planet Earth.
Oh, yeah.
I've golfed Hawaii. I've golfed Mexico. I've golfed all over the world. Again, I know, like it's
humble brag. I've golfed everywhere.
I get
no big
very
deal.
privileged, but I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity. Nothing comes close to Waskesiu.
The best. Best.
Everything about it. And you said it great on your video too. Like right up the hot corned beef sandwich at the 10th hole. That's become a tradition. Every time you gotta get the hot corned beef. If you don't got it, we're flipping that thing over.
Exactly, right? The breakfast beforehand, too, in their little restaurant there in the sunroom.
We used to, like, way back, because our family goes up to Waskesiu, or used to go up to Waskesiu every year for a couple of weeks, stay at Cedar Village. Our cousin owned it, and we go from Cedar Village. My dad would wake me up at 5 a.m., and we'd drive to the golf course and wait in line for a tee time. So my dad would get one, and I would get a tee time.
Yeah.
So we go there, we'd wait until they'd open, then we'd get early on the tee time, then go back, and then that's how we had our tee times for the next. So I'd always associate waking up at 5 in the morning, and even when I was older, like as a teenager, you're still drunk half the time, and you got to go with dad to secure your tee times.
That's not a bad place to be hungover golfing, though. That's like
the best.
That will cure your hangover.
I will tell you, out of every course that I've played, I've easily puked the most on the Waskesiu golf course.
And it's like the classiest course of all time, too. Like in my video, I'm like, it's just classy.
It is.
Like it is.
The puke just washes away. It doesn't even stay there. It just disappears.
Every bachelor party, it's like, where should we go golfing? If we're staying in Saskatchewan, right? Oh, I got to go to Waskesiu or Elkridge, right? Elkridge, it's a close second, but Waskesiu has that legendariness over it, right? It's been there forever. It's got the log.
What's your favorite hole?
Number 2, man.
Yeah, you
number
like
2,
that
par 3, man. And then, number 3 is built for me because I got a nice little butter fade there, or butter slice, whatever you want to call it, right? So that hole, there's a couple holes there that are just built for me. 16's great too. That short par 4 where you can see the green all the way down.
Have you driven
right?
it yet?
Huh?
Have you driven it before?
No.
It's not that
Have
far.
you?
Oh yeah.
Be nice.
Well, it's only like 290.
No, I'm like a David Toms. I'm not a power hitter, man. I'm a finesse guy out
Keeper
there.
On the keeper.
I'm a finesse guy. I'm David Duval out there, just a nice finesse guy out there.
You say it so right though. So I guess that'd be 15.
Yeah.
So 15, you hit the big drive, and then you go up the hill, and then you have the uphill par 3, and then another drivable 17.
You ever hit the green on that par 3?
No.
Never once.
No.
It's like number 3 at Wildwood, but tougher because it's that uphill and then the green is
so hard. And you can never tell because you don't see it land.
No.
God, I love that course. The May West hole, I love the May West hole too.
Yeah. When you get there, though, it's just like we're about to have a good day. Yeah. Like no matter how hungover you are, if you got to poop, whatever, it's just like, I don't care. Yeah. We're going to have a day. Like you save your best outfit for that course.
Yeah.
You get the boys together. You just...
I love how you say best outfit. All I ever golf in is like cut off Slayer shirts
I got a couple
and stuff.
Outfits.
Yeah, and
like, ever since I started doing
the
golf course thing, I'm like, I'll save this one for later.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I wore that one last video. I got a couple good shirts now. So, but like that, and people were like, since I started the best small town golf course quest, they're like, oh man, like Waskesiu, right? You're gonna go to Waskesiu. That doesn't count. These quests are meant to like highlight and showcase things no one knows about, things in the boonies, like golf courses that are $35 100%. That are actually nice and you can just go to every once in a while.
You put a very good waiver on it.
Everyone knows Waskesiu.
Yeah.
Everyone and their dog knows Waskesiu. Everyone's golfed it. Everyone knows it's legendary. Everyone who played Tiger Woods 14 knows it. I think it was in Tiger Woods 14.
It
was in one of the Tiger Woods games. Like it's epic. It's legendary.
The town is small, but the course is huge.
Have you seen they got a new bar up there too?
Oh no!
Yeah, I forget where it is. It's in the old.
It's not at Pete's anymore.
No, well they got Pizza Pete's.
Yeah,
obviously. Well, that's like the golf course. That's never going away either.
Well, that was
the
like
bakery with the cinnamon buns. That's known for. We didn't have time. We had to get up there.
Some of those really good mini pizzas I'd always eat for breakfast.
So those have changed as well. They're slices. They're not individual. Do you know how before they were like $3 or $4 for that little? It was was it square or was it circle?
Circle.
It was a circle one.
Yeah.
It was almost like one of those little like mini pizza pop ones.
Absolutely,
but it was way better.
Yeah.
Nope, now they're slices. So they go with the big pizza, and it's just not as good.
Like,
we talked about it for 40 minutes on the way up to the course. It was like we need a new lunch spot. We can't get the pizza there anymore. But the new bars up there. That I love. Waskesiu is such a sweet place, but you don't like crowds.
Nope.
That's like the most crowded lake ever.
It's a give and take relationship.
I guess so, right? Yeah, because you think you go to the lake to just get away from it, right? That's what I do.
Yeah.
But there, it's like, especially on like long weekends, it's crazy there with the teenagers. And
and you know everybody there too.
Remember,
all of our friends go there.
Do you remember how scared you were of the PA kids when you would go up there as a teenager?
No.
I would be petrified because, like, you go to that big park where all the like picnic tables are
camp
and stuff like
kitchens
that.
and
Yeah,
stuff,
the camp kitchens. Man, the PA kids were so intimidating. I was so scared of them. Look at me. I'm soft.
We're both soft.
We're very cupboard butter soft.
The difference was I would always roll with a big crew, so I never really worried about anything.
I was our biggest guy, so we were screwed. Like, we were
You missed the memo. Surround yourself with guys that can throw.
We're not causing any trouble. We just run away or just be like, yeah, here, have our beers. We don't care. We're just cowards. Like, just cowards.
We could get to, sir?
But those are the best times going to Waskasiu when you're a teenager and, like, you see, like, different girls.
We could do a whole... Yeah, we could do a whole show.
A whole show on those pizzas.
Maybe next time you're back, maybe we'll delve more into this. We got to get to the pre-tape here, or else we're gonna run out of time. Croker, thank you so much. Again, we could go for 2, 3, 4 hours, you and I appreciate you and all that you're doing.
Oh my goodness.
Damn 20. That's the promo code at Uncle Mike's. Look at it. You can have one of these bad boys.
This is great.
Right here.
I'm stealing this.
All right, so we're not gonna let you stay away for too long. Hey,
let's
try to get you back.
We gotta get the week streak going again.
Makes me so happy. I love it so much. Continue doing what you're doing. You're crushing it, buddy. We appreciate you. Thank you for everything that you do.
You got to come golf Pike Lake because you're the Pike Lake guy. So
we'll
be on the Pike Lake episode.
We'll do this. Perfect. Yeah. His name's Croker.
All right, buddy. Here we go.
Woo!
Yay! Oh, hit my head in the TV.
Careful.
Really hurt.
I'm gonna go check on him. Let's go ahead and run our previously recorded segment with the great Matt Young. You know it's Thursday.
Hey!
And my man is here again. The great Matt Young from CTV. Hit me up, buddy. How you doing? Welcome back.
Not too bad. Things have been going good. I mean, I had a busy weekend, but it's good to be back here, and it's good to see you. And you know what I love about your set? It's always changing a little bit. It's always a little different. Some new shirts. You got some books and stuff like that.
Some people give me some slack for having, clutter. And I say, none of this is clutter. We have our Wednesday guest from Australia,
right.
Teams That Swear. He's an author, so we got his book up here. We got Uncle Mike, who joins us on Tuesdays.
There you
go. We
go.
got his swag. We got Aquaman, who
I love it.
Who does work with us as well. Commander Cookout Podcast. I got a pin from there. This is my shirt I got. So
wow,
we're
looking
always
good.
adding to it. And we got the wrestling tapes over there too, if you want to get real crazy.
There you go. So I mean, it's always something new going on the Gary Nichols Show.
This is what we do,
always
man.
Something new.
I'm always so grateful for everyone because I always ask, like, bring whatever you want. Let's promote you. I'm all about promoting my friends. I say it all the time. Success for me, I don't care about money. Success for me is seeing my friends succeed. That's why I love when guys like you come in here and get to do stuff that you're passionate about.
Oh, and you know what? There's all kinds of cool small success stories that you got to look in those little nooks and crannies in Saskatoon.
Yeah.
And you do a great job of highlighting them. So I think that's fantastic.
You're the one that brings them in.
There you go.
That's the team. This team is so special in that way. So I'm very proud of that. So what's going on with you? Talk to me. What's up?
All right. Well, all kinds of stuff going on in Saskatoon, and but you know what? There's obviously it's summertime right now.
Yes.
So you go to the local ball diamonds, people are playing ball. You go to the local soccer fields or football fields, people are playing football. You're probably watching some riders right now.
Yeah.
Well, there's an interesting thing that's coming up. It's actually going on right now. It's actually in Edmonton, but there's Saskatoon connections.
I love this.
So you know what? You and I, we watch. I think everybody here watches a little hockey once in a while. We always cheer for Team Canada.
Go Canada, go.
Well, what most people might not know is there's actually tackle football World Championships for Team Canada.
Yes, there is.
Who would have thought? And there is. And it's been going on for a number of years now, and they're starting to promote it a little bit more. So in Edmonton right now, there's a couple of Team Canada teams, along with USA, Brazil, Japan, and Austria, that are playing in a World Tackle Football Championship. And Canada has made it to the final, and the Canadian teams, of course, we would expect, have a few Hilltops and Huskies guys on the, because it's the World Juniors, it's the U20. So U20
the World Juniors of
football.
That's a great way of putting it. It's the World Junior Football Championship.
That's right.
Just like the hockey tournament.
That's right. And of course, Saskatchewan's, we're all hockey country, but Saskatchewan's got football country.
Oh, yeah.
So when I saw this, I thought, well, this is great. So this weekend, I'm actually going to be in Edmonton doing some sideline reporting and game hosting for the broadcast broadcasts of the gold medal and bronze medal game.
I love this.
Yeah, but you know what? I just love doing stuff because and it's fun because a lot of these people, they're 19, 20-year-old guys. And when I was young, nothing was ever streaming. Hardly any of my games are on TV. But this is a great chance to showcase some of these young guys who can put on a Canada jersey for football, which a lot of people don't even know exists, but it's great.
Not only that, I was watching the McAfee show today, and they were talking the USA, like supposedly the best football nation on earth, lost to Japan.
And you know what?
Touchdowns.
It's interesting because Japan was ahead in that game, and then the U.S. is all of a sudden started to come back, but Japan held them off. And you know what? It just goes to show some of these other nations, they can play.
They're catching up.
They have some good, and Japan has actually started to become one of those nations in football where they got some talent there.
Absolutely.
And they can give some of these teams a run for their money. It's not just Canada and the U.S. anymore. So who would have thought?
In this tournament too, Canada beat Brazil 110-0.
It was huge, and that obviously Canada has been at this a lot longer than Brazil has.
Yeah.
But it's cool to see that Brazil and Austria and some of these other countries, they're getting teams together.
Yeah.
And now, so the bronze medal and gold medal game is going on in Edmonton, and Canada actually had 2 teams in this tournament. So they had Canada won. So and they included the likes of Brody Nelson from the Huskies. You had Zayden Taylor, he plays for the Saskatoon Hilltops. So, I mean, of course, Huskies and Hilltops, great football program. So there's some Saskatoon flavor that's been putting on the Team Canada wear. And Canada will be in the gold medal game.
Yeah. Against Japan. That's so crazy to me. What an upset.
You would think it'd be Canada, USA, but really this is cool for football because,
absolutely.
I mean, who would have thought Japan would be in the gold medal? So anything can happen.
Now, does Japan have a chance against Canada?
You know what? If they can beat the United States, I think they have a chance. I think
that's a statement.
Exactly. I mean, if you're somebody who's just used to playing for the Hilltops or the Huskies, well, now you're going to be playing a team you've never played before.
Yeah.
They're coming off a big high, so I mean, this could go either way.
So
very cool. We're going to be in Edmonton. It's going to be on TSN.
I was going to ask you where people can find it.
TSN Plus. And what you'll be able to see is some international football at its finest. Now, there's an interesting wrinkle here.
Here we go.
Because it's not Canadian football.
It's American football.
So you go to Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, they got the 4-down field.
How little does the field look on the giant Commonwealth? I didn't even think of that.
You know what? It looks actually quite small. It actually looks like you could
like half a field.
You could almost maybe fit 2 of them like right beside each other. But so it's 4 down. So I'm interested to see. Like, you're somebody who's played football, let's say, in Saskatoon for 10 years. You grew up in the high school system. Maybe you're playing for the Hilltops or the Huskies. What's it like to suddenly, for a period of a few weeks, play 4-down football?
Just switch it all around.
And there's 11 guys, and the rules are a little different, and the field's smaller.
A whole different thing, man.
So this is really, really cool. And to see that, to be able to go there and be able to see it and be a part of it's going to be really exciting.
How did you end up doing that? Like, how do you get into a position where they can be like, hey, CTV's Matt Young, let's get you on the sidelines. Like, were you greasing some palms, or they just saw how good you are at this?
It's a little bit of a bunch of different things. I mean, I obviously put it out there on social media that I'm into news and sports broadcasting, but part of it is obviously sending out resumes, phoning guys, talking to people, shaking hands, and then it's getting a little experience. So for the last number of years, I think I've told people I'm the Hilltops play-by-play announcer for their streams. So if you watch Hilltop streaming, we're going to be bringing you another season of gridiron action there. And that led into doing things like some Huskies sideline reporting for their games, and then hockey. So you know what? They sent me an email last week. They're looking for someone to do some game hosting there. So and you know what? I really in my family, I love college sports just because, I mean, these guys are not getting paid.
Yeah, it's
these are young guys.
Sport,
and a lot of them are young, and some of these players might go pro. as we all know, most people don't. And so a lot of them, these are maybe their last years to play competitive sports, right?
And to show people that you got what it takes to go to the next level.
Exactly, exactly. I wish that I had some high school tapes of me playing football. There aren't any, unless you had. I don't think my dad brought the big camcorder that was like, the size of a car back in 1999.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Awesome.
It's kind of sort of that for a lot of these players, it might be their last gasp to play in front of a crowd.
That's so cool.
And to be a part of that and be a part of the stream and the broadcast can be really fun. So that's what's going on in Edmonton this weekend. So
TSN and TSN Plus.
Yeah, be going on TSN Plus. I'm not sure if it's live or tape delayed. I'll have to confirm that. But that's what's going on, and the games are this week. So that'll be really fun. That's what's happening. And then of course Hilltops are going to start at the end of July for their training camp. And then of course, and it's a perfect weekend to watch it because you know what? You also got the Riders are off to a 3-0 start.
They
right?
did it. They did it.
What did you watch some of that game?
I did actually. I'm slowly, and I don't know if you've heard this or not. I've said it numerous times on the show where I've lost my passion for the CFL and my passion for the Riders, and I'm pretty sure it's because of fantasy football. I got 5 fantasy football teams, like
and
NFL
suddenly
fantasy,
you're all doing fantasy,
and it's just like I got no time for it because I'm a manager for
there
5
you go.
teams. I'm a busy
you become
guy.
too busy. He's a sports exec right here. You know what? I mean, maybe one day he will be running the Riders from your computer. There you go, making
imagine?
decisions from your mouse.
I will say this though, I am coming back. Like this team, because what's the old saying? All you gotta do is win. Just win.
Well,
and
yeah.
then people will come and start supporting you.
That's right.
And the winning helps a lot. But Sean Bain Jr.
There you go.
I love this dude, this receiver. I'm all over this guy, and he's got my passion coming back a little bit. So I'm slowly easing into it.
There you go.
And knowing that they're 3-0 is very good. Now, is that sort of a little bit of a don't take it all at face value 3-0 because of the teams they beat?
Look, it's early in the season, right? I mean, usually I don't start to look at where teams have a legitimate shot at a championship to like week 9 or 10 when you get to Labor Day and
see what you're working with.
The injuries start to pile up. It starts to get cold outside, right? Can't see the yard markers, can't see the numbers.
Man.
The struggle will continue in October. Stuff like that's when you start to see where a team is made out of. But it's been, I believe, I'd have to confirm it right. I believe it's been about 8 or 10 years since the Riders started 4-0. I think the last time they did was 2013. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
But you know what? That they have an opportunity this season, and the scary thing is obviously if they can avoid the injury bug.
Yes.
Hopefully they're only going to get better. And my plan is hopefully to actually go to the Grey Cup in BC because I got a bunch of BC Lions fans out there, and I would love nothing more than to go out to BC in a big green and white Rider jersey,
celebrate in their house,
and celebrate right in front of them all.
Oh, that's so CFL. We're hanging out with CTV's Matt Young here on a Thursday, like we always do.
By the way, just while we're on Grey Cups, I actually went to the Grey Cup in 1991. I was about 9 years old. That was in Winnipeg. Oh. And it was the very first game, the very first Grey Cup game they ever played in Winnipeg.
Oh.
And it is to date one of, I think, the coldest Grey Cup ever. It was minus 35 with the wind chill. I was 9 years old and and I still got my ticket stub. It was $75. I'll try and bring it next time, actually.
I would love that.
Grey Cup ticket stub, $75. I mean, now you go to a sports event, it's like, it's just a beer and a hot dog.
$75. Yep. Legit. Yeah.
So Vancouver will be nice. It'll be the indoor stadium. It'll be warmer.
That will be fantastic. So I want to touch on the Rattlers real quick because we're talking about all these other things that you're doing. It's so cool to watch you just grow as a broadcaster.
Oh, I love it.
Like you're right in it now and you're starting to get your reps and you're going. You did the PA announcing at the Rattlers game. How did that all work out?
It was fun. It was so fun. So I've done a lot of hockey, done a lot of basketball, done some baseball, but
wrestling.
The
You've
Rattlers,
done it all, man.
Wrestling is fun too.
Yeah.
I got a call. The Rattlers needed a PA announcer. I had not done PA announcing for basketball before, so you get them, and everybody looks at the PA announcer as the guy just hey fans, make sure that you don't park your car in the or when you're exiting the building.
License plate number, blah blah blah. Your lights are on.
There's always one guy who can't park his car properly.
Every time.
At every sporting event, there's always one guy.
And then the walk of shame when you get called out. And
the
everyone
one,
has
and
to watch the one guy.
You're the guy.
Woo, yeah.
But it was fun, and what's interesting about it is you also, if you watch a basketball game, you have to announce, when there's a 3-point basket or a 2-point basket,
Track all your
and you
scores.
also announce the fouls, right?
And the substitutions.
And the
I didn't even think of all
substitutions.
that. Yeah,
So, and that's in addition to the regular announcing duties of maybe sponsorships and whatever fans need to know about.
Those sponsors. That's what I learned as 1 year with the Rush
There
PA
you go.
announcing. If you don't hit your sponsors or if you say those names wrong,
That's
you're
exactly
in big
right.
trouble.
That's
I learned
exactly right. So you're the PA announcer for the fans, but also you're calling fouls. So you're the PA announcer to let the teams know which players. So you got to make sure that you get that right. I did really well. I think I slipped up on one player's name, but I enjoyed it and would totally be back and get to a Rattlers game because it is fun.
basketball, man.
You'd be surprised the level of effort that people and the volunteerism that goes into that.
They got a great team there.
And it's a pro atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like it absolutely is. I felt like I've been to NBA games before, and I kind of felt like I was at an NBA game. So I mean, get out there, the Rattlers, and they're right in the thick of it for the playoff hunt, right?
Yep.
They got a good record so far. I think they're hovering above or at 500 so far this year. So they got it. They're there. They're winning some games. And you know what? I say get out to SaskTel Center, have some fun at a Rattler game, bring your friends and family. It's always a good time.
What's it like sitting courtside? Like, are you hearing all the chirps and are you like feeling the sweat? Because you're like right in the middle of that, right?
Yeah. That's an interesting perspective because you are right. You kind of hear everything, right? You're the coaches, right? And you hear some of the players talking and
Lots of cursing?
Well, sometimes, but that's in all sports, right?
That's it. That's why you're right
right?
there, so it's like coming right at you.
You're hearing a bit of the sort of the taunting that goes on sometimes, and obviously depending on how loud it is. So courtside's great, but even just sitting in the stands, you got the music playing, you got all kinds of opportunities to, whether it be grabbing apparel. I mean, it would be great, honestly, if you're a person who just has work to do. I mean, you can sit on your laptop and do a little work and watch a Rattler game live and have a Pepsi over here and a popcorn over here. I mean, you can do anything you want, right?
Hell yeah.
So get out there. It's a great time, but I love PA announcing. I think that was really fun. It was awesome.
I'm happy that you got to do it because I feel like once you do stuff, just like anything really in life, like once you do something, then you have a whole new appreciation for what it is and how hard it is to do.
And sometimes you learn that it's not for you.
Yeah, that's what I did. I was a perfect example of that.
Okay, so you tried it with the Rush.
And it just wasn't for me. Like, because I couldn't handle. Like, I had one person in this year, one person in this year, one person sitting beside me, and one person sitting beside me over here, and I had to answer to all of them while talking, while reading a script, while reading. Like, it's so much. And like you say, in between all that, you're supposed to be amping up the crowd. Yeah,
it gets it can be difficult to do that over a long stretch. There's been some media opportunities or things like that you realize this is just not for me. Yeah. And so, but sometimes you don't know till you try.
And that's
right?
the beauty of it.
And then there's some things where you find out, hey, wow, I didn't know I'd be good at this. But like one of them was wrestling ring announcing. I didn't know if I'd be so good at that. I went out there and I'm like, wow, this is cool. Yeah. I had fun. And they came
part
up
of the
to
show,
me
man.
and they're like, yeah, you did pretty good. And then there's other gigs you've tried, and you sort of, that wasn't for me. Or
if you're lucky enough, you get the call saying, yes, we're actually going in a different direction this year. And like, oh, thank God. Thank goodness.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
I'm happy
for
with that.
Sure. Yeah.
So you know what? But it's fun, and I we did a sort of a test run yesterday for our Hilltops Media, where we we're sort of upgrading their media team there for their streaming this year. So that's going to be, so you'll notice increases in presentation.
I'm excited
like
to
that.
have you being able to update us here with all that stuff. That's going to be cool because you're like an inside man.
Well, and you know what? On that, but kind of all things Saskatoon, I try to bring something new to the table every day. And you know what? We're going to talk about a pile of stuff as the summer gets going. Yeah. So I mean, all kinds of things that are happening and going on. But I'll say this. You know what? If for the first time, people are right, go Canada in football.
There it is.
In football.
You gotta beat Japan, baby.
Gotta
That's
beat
the
Japan.
plan this weekend. You can see them on TSN and TSN Plus.
Yep.
is going to be Canada going for gold.
There you go.
You said it perfectly. The World Juniors of football.
Basically, that's what it is.
World Juniors of football.
That's what it is. World Juniors of football in the summer, World Juniors of hockey in the winter. Go Canada all year round, no matter what the sport is. There you go.
CTV's Matt Young in the house on a Thursday. Thank you so much, brother. And again, thank you for giving us a couple minutes every Thursday just to update us on all this cool stuff that's going on, because without you, we wouldn't know much. So
there you go.
I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks
Thank
again.
You,
you
very
take
much.
care.
You too.
Yeah. It's really impossible to pick a favorite day around here now, because we have so many people that are anchored in, be it on Tuesdays with Matt from All the Bands and Uncle Mike, or Wednesdays with Adrian, author, all the way from Australia. He joins us. And then Thursdays, we got CTV's Matt. So many special days here. I bet you're wondering, what's going on with this this blur? Well, I think we can reveal that as we get some walk-up music for our next and final guest of the day. It's Coach Mazer! Hey, Mr. Ruby. We're always doing. Now, before we get to anything else, we must say hello to our good friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, as we're going to check in with the Maggie Cam. Look at her. She had a long day. And normally at about this point, she knows that we're almost done. So she knows it's almost time to eat that delicious food that we always get from Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Mike and Rochelle and their beautiful dog, who just so happens to be Maggie's boyfriend, Leroy, are there to take care of you and all of your pet needs and just to make your day better. That's what they do there over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Be it, again, Mike and Rochelle, or Kirsten or Shar or Chris, they are all there to help you out. So go by and say hello. What a good-looking dog, hey? She looks like she's almost done. You know what? She looks like she's murtawing right now. Like she's getting too old for this shit, you know?
Is Leroy a boy dog?
Yes. He is. And he likes...
Is Leroy brown?
Big bad Leroy Brown?
Yeah.
No. Well, a little bit, yeah.
A little bit of brown?
Yeah, he's like about this big. And he runs around. He takes Maggie's leash and then just runs her around the house.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
The shop.
Very
Very
small
fun.
dog.
Yeah, very cute. Love Leroy. Love everyone. Aquaman as well. Love them. Shout out to Aquaman. Water sampling and monitoring. One of the many things they do, along with underwater drone inspections and so much more.
I wonder, do they do septics?
No, they will not do septic.
They can't.
I'm sure they could. They can do anything. I always see. We've come a long way from where I thought my brother-in-law D-Rock just stood on top of a big, giant water meter with a trident. He's like, I am Aquaman. Mm-hmm. Now it's like they actually do a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, that's pretty cool. They're mostly just supporting the movement of making the world a better place. So thank you to them. How are you doing?
I want to know more about Aquaman, to be honest with you, but I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Oh, they do have a trident on their logo.
Oh, yeah. We don't mess around. It's very exciting. Under 20 football, you told me something off air that really piqued my interest. As it's the World Juniors of football. So I was excited, and now you're telling me that it's not as exciting as it should be. What's up with that?
No. I don't know if it's. I don't know if what I'm about to tell you is fact at all. I look nothing. I just
you're in the right place, bro.
I
never
assumed,
fact check. Yeah.
So it's a world event that I'm assuming all these kids, because it's the end of the school year, have committed to schools. So those 5-star recruits, those 4-star recruits, maybe even the 3-star recruits have already committed. So if this is a showcase, most of those kids probably would opt out. You even see that. You even see that in bowl games in college when the guys are going to move on to the NFL.
Yeah,
they're opting out of their bowl games. It's like, well, this is a bowl game. It's like, yeah, but it's not the Orange Bowl, it's not the Sugar Bowl, it's not the Rose Bowl, it's not any of the major bowls. So I'm not going to play. And it's their start. It's QB1, but all of a sudden QB2 or 3 that hasn't played all year is the one that's starting in the bowl game because they have something to show.
Okay.
So I just have a feeling that this World Football Championship for the U.S., who lost by 20 to Japan,
21,
probably didn't have any 5-star, 4-star, or even 3-star.
That would make sense to me. And we have 2 Canadian teams. One's playing for the gold. CTV's Matt Young's going to be on the sidelines. Very excited for that.
I thought you were going to say he was going to be playing in it.
He could too. The dude's a beast, as you can see. He's going to be there, right in it, and Canada has a chance to win gold again. I think they won last year too.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
in American football. So these would be kids from Ontario or BC. We don't know.
I'm not sure. They just have Canada 1, Canada 2. But the big takeaway here is they're playing 4-down football at Commonwealth
How many
Stadium.
American teams were there?
Just one.
See, that's
why it's so surprising.
That's why it's suspicious.
They got they didn't just lose, they got smoked by Japan. And seeing the field, so they take your CFL field at Commonwealth, which you know is a very, very big field. They put the 4-down football field on it, and it's almost like they can fit 2 fields onto the one CFL field. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
It shows the difference.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's a huge
it's
field.
Such a different game.
What do we got? 25-yard end zone versus a 10-yard end zone.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
The goalposts are in the back, where ours are in the front.
Yeah.
Our balls aren't actually bigger.
Why did they change that? I still feel like we should be just saying it anyway because it sounds cool.
I think it's slightly in the center, slightly thicker.
And apparently they got chips, microchips in the footballs now. The kickers are all getting fined because they're complaining about it in the CFL. You hear that?
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah. Can you imagine being a kicker and getting fined for saying we don't like having computer chips in our footballs?
Could you imagine being the go-to guy on the damn TV shows, the Dufferin Ave Media Network, as the Rough Rider Insider, and you didn't talk about 2 rouges that happened the last game? Imagine that.
Man, could you imagine having people talk about that right in front of your face while you're producing the show? He's been a star today. He had to defend his passion for Mountain Dew hard.
I was hoping to hear something, but I forgot I'm not wearing an earpiece, so I couldn't hear if
can
he
yell.
peeked me anyway.
He was yelling too. He's got his hat on. He's worried about his hair today. Eh? What do you want me to yell?
Nothing at all.
He just likes being yelled at. It's just what he does.
So anyway, what else haven't we talked about? There's a bunch of things. So the Stanley Cup happening. Have we talked about that?
We have not talked about that yet. Update me. Are you jealous of the Stanley Cup? Like, do you wish you could spend a day cosplaying as a Stanley Cup and just have like Makachuk carry you into the ocean and stuff like that, and have Roberto Luongo eat
Is that how you
spaghetti?
pronounce his name? Kachuk?
Kachuk? Yeah, I think so.
Kachuk.
How do you say it?
Kachuk. Kachuk. Keith Kachuk. Yeah, Luongo eating the pasta.
That was awesome.
That was pretty slick.
Although when you think about how gross that cup is, like there's been a lot of stuff drank and or eaten out of there.
Yeah, but
and
it's polished and cleaned. Polished and cleaned
You
daily.
can do that all you want. I guarantee you that thing has been in a bunch of menage a trois.
With other cups?
Maybe. Maybe the Stanley Cup and the Larry O.B. were hanging out one night.
Crazy.
Things got a little wild in there. What's the other cups? The World Series Cup wouldn't be very fun. It's
Just a bunch of pointy flags.
What's
That
it
would
called?
be more than a menage.
Is there a name for the World Series title
That'd
trophy?
be a group event. What?
What's the name of the World Series title trophy?
That's embarrassing. The pennant. What is it called?
I don't know. Like I'm talking.
You'd think I'd know that.
If you're wondering what we're talking about, think of George Costanza driving around the parking lot on Seinfeld.
Mhm.
The trophy he's dragging behind him is the championship trophy. Put some context on that.
What is that called?
The World Series championship trophy. That's my guess.
Well, it's the World Series
We're
pennant.
not going to sit here and waste dead air on that. It's just
No, we're
something to
not.
think about.
But anyway, and then we never
Florida.
talked Florida. Okay, yeah, we're right. I was skipping
Florida
that.
is a Stanley Cup champion. How does that make you feel?
You know what? Let's reference someone that I saw on Twitter.
It's the Commissioner's Trophy.
The Commissioner's Trophy. What a great
What
name.
a dumb name.
Oh, baseball.
The pennant is called the Commissioner's Trophy. The World Series, and you win the Commissioner's Trophy. That
Hear,
doesn't
hear.
sound. That's not right.
Here to present the Commissioner's Trophy, Bud Selig. What's his name? Alfred Manfred now?
No,
Manfred Mann?
Rich Manfred Mann. That's a good one.
Manfred
My
Mann.
uncle lent me Sounds of the 50s, and the
Of course he
Manfred
did.
Mann was on there.
That's fair.
And there was Crimson and Crover was on that little
over
tape.
and over.
Over and over.
It's a scary song.
Anyway, so I tweeted to Armdog.
Dog.
and-
Gulps. Love him.
I'm at R Maze of Darkness, I think, but I might not be. Maybe I'm
Are
the
you
Tweet
trying to
Maze.
plug on Twitter right now? What kind of show do you think you're on, dude?
But I don't even think that's my handle anymore. I don't even know what it is.
That was, I remember from the old shows we do.
Yeah, you were the
that.
tweet of Gary.
Oh.
Remember that?
Oh, back in the days.
Now
when I
you're Radio
was
Gary or
supposed to
something like
do
that.
Yeah, I don't
Anyway, so there's a lot of character ads that Florida added going into this
Yes.
year, like depth ads, like Tarasenko
physical ads too.
was an ad, but a huge one, Kyle Okposo, like a captain
Yeah.
for years in Buffalo.
And the Islanders too.
And the Islanders, yeah. And he kind of gives me like Iginla vibes, like a very poor man's Iginla.
Gritty.
Very gritty guy. And not just his haircut, you know what I mean? But his smile and just his general, like he battled through
hockey
some
player.
injuries and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Even though he's American, was good, right?
Yeah.
So that's a huge depth addition that they had on that team. So you could go down the list, and it's like, so they have their middle 6 players that if you aren't following hockey all the time, you might not be able to name all of them, but they're up and coming stars. And then you got their top 3, but then they have some very character additions that Florida did, and they're so deep. So I'm not surprised at what happened. I'm disappointed with that game. It was a bit of, you had a good prediction that it was going to be a tight, low-scoring game. Like all the fireworks were going. There was like 40 shots in that game total.
I love how you say it was a good prediction. My actual prediction was it's going to be the most Edmonton thing ever. It's going to be a huge blowout. Going to be over by the end of the first period. And then by saying that, I said by saying that it's going to be a super tight 1-goal game. You know, I willed it into fruition.
Right.
Here's the big question. I asked my man Adam, my mail carrier today, a postman. We had a nice chat when he was dropping off a package. A huge diehard Oilers fan. And I asked him, tell me, what's better? Just getting swept or being down 3-0, clawing all the way back and then losing in 7? And he thought long and hard, and he still couldn't really come up with a conclusion. He said maybe probably almost being swept because that false hope isn't there.
No.
Everyone believed the Oilers were going to win that game.
No.
Everyone was talking like it was already over. Oh, boy.
People were excited, so they built. No. That was awesome. They prolonged everything.
I'm not saying it wasn't.
It was
awesome.
going to be a dud, and then there would have been questions of like, do they need to remove?
Like a diehard Oilers fan was.
But a diehard Oilers for everyone that I've seen, I'll try and name drop a few here.
Here we go.
Okay, Jamie Bernoff.
Bernie.
Okay, Kyle Heinrich.
Guy number 1.
Love
him. You're supposed to come over and watch Forbidden Door on Sunday. We're watching wrestling pay-per-view on Sunday if you want to come. Forbidden Door, AEW. It'll be awesome.
Where's my guy?
Bobby Goodtimes. You know Bobby. Shout out to Bobby Goodtimes and his lovely family. I love you so much, Bobby.
It sucks because I'm drawing a blank.
I haven't talked to those guys since it happened. I refuse to even text them still.
Why?
Because they're grieving.
Like Kyle, you haven't messaged?
Kyle or Bobby Goodtimes.
Oh, do you want to see what I did?
What'd you do?
Here. Well, I texted Kyle. I said,
did you get a response?
Oh, yeah. We talked.
Thank goodness he's alive. That's a good start.
Let's go find Kyle on the phone. Am I allowed to do this all the time?
Yeah, you can do it.
This is
We're going overtime for the first time ever. My dad's going to be so happy. He always wants it to go at least an hour. So, Dad, this one's free. We're going to go a little over as we still got some stuff to touch on.
So I said to Kyle at 10:31 on Monday.
A.M.?
P.M.
Oh, boy. He's still up.
So when did they lose?
Monday.
How many hours it passed?
Like 2.
Okay, so I texted, I'm sorry for your loss.
That's fair.
And he said, thank you. Fair. Then I said, like I always do, Hyman McDavid Reinhart, ? Nuge Draisaitl Holloway, Kane McLeod Brown.
I was on that text, wasn't I?
No, you weren't. That was last year. Oh, okay. And then I put Kajulia coming back. Okay. He's back in the system. Ryan and Berglund. Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse, Broberg, Kulak, Ceci, Skinner, Campbell. So then I said, so sign Reinhart, re-sign Brown, maybe Janmark, extend Holloway and Broberg, maybe trade Nurse, Ceci, and Campbell. And he said, Ceci needs to go. Can't see Reinhart signing here. Kajula on the roster would be brutal.
Just pooping on everything.
No, but just being real moments after loss, you up and onward. So it's like if they lost after 4.
You hear being real. I'm telling you, that was like, he was so upset. That was a rage text.
No,
he was very angry.
Maybe. But anyway, there's, man, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. The other dude, Burnoff's buddy, my buddy. Can't remember him right now on set. But anyway, one thing he said is, and a bunch of posts that I've been reading, is that everyone was just proud of the effort, the comeback. So they got greased out of 1 win, and shouldn't have been down 3-0. It should have been down 2-1.
Should have been closer.
And then they go on that stretch. Maybe they win the cup, right? But unfortunately, that's just not how it goes. But they battled. They set tons of records. They're moving. Like Bouchard was sick. He's 3rd all time in points for defensemen.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Behind Coffey and Leach, maybe.
Did you notice how once things started turning around, the one difference was the entire thing? Darnell Nurse. Nurse. I think he was smiling. He was contributing. He was doing all the stuff that everyone says he never does, and that's why he doesn't earn his money.
Well, I think when things aren't going well,
he's an easy target.
Same thing. What I noticed in the Game 7, I was watching McDavid, and they just went to McDavid over and over and over, and then they loaded up with that line. and they were gassed. So I just like
so
switch it
tired.
up. There's professionals on the
breathe.
ice. It's like give him a break. He doesn't need to play the last 8 minutes. He played 25 minutes of the game, but I swear he played 8 of the last 10 minutes of the
for
game,
sure.
and he was gassed. There was one time he cut through the middle, and his legs just went out from under him. He just was gone.
Yeah.
And there was a couple cutbacks, and then double cutbacks he did, and then little punch turns they call them, where you take your inside foot and you stop into a turn, a little punch turn. He was doing a little punch turn up, then a punch turn back down, and he just wiped out and had nothing. When he tries to do that over like too much, he overhandles the puck. You see the groove of Edmonton kind of go away a little bit when he overhandles it. So it's like any level, anything, when your star player tries to do too much, then everybody else starts watching and they're waiting. It's like, oh, is it my turn now, McDavid? And that wasn't happening in those other 3 games. There was everybody was contributing, right?
Yeah.
Like game 6, he didn't get a point either. Everyone was going. But the what I did notice is that when things aren't going well, that's when you notice how bad Nurse looks. He looks bad, but when things are going good, well, he doesn't get exposed as well because maybe the transition plays a little bit better, or maybe he's not getting caught in the neutral zone or getting caught flat-footed as much, so he doesn't look as bad.
Now, I
right?
know you're not an Oiler fan, but I'm
an Oiler fan.
Speak like an Oiler fan when you say that. Like even when I tried to give the man his flowers and say this guy stepped up for the final couple games of this playoff, you're still like, no, he didn't step up at all. It's just the team was playing better. It's not him.
No.
I'm saying the team is playing better because
I'm just
of
saying
him,
he doesn't play as bad as he gets dumped on, but he's steady. He's not worth $9 million, but who cares? It's not my money. But it is in a game that affects the cap. If he wasn't making $9 million, who knows? Maybe they'd have just one different piece on that roster that would have put him over the top.
I like to put a positive spin on this
Maggie.
and say that he turned the corner, and if he can carry this over, the finish to the playoffs into next season, I think you might have a guy earning at least 7 or 8 mil of that 9.
No, what you might have is someone that might be willing to take that contract now. So he showed. So like he might be people. It might not be a complete.
Well, if they move that
contract,
we can all agree if they move that contract
they're
at
eating
all, they're
a couple
going to eat
million.
some.
Yeah,
that's fair. Would you
so
trade
anyway,
him? Would you get rid of him?
Nurse, but something there. Yeah, CC or someone needs to
He's
go.
an assistant captain, man. You can't get rid of your AC.
Yeah, you can. Sean Horkoff was the captain at one point.
Yeah, but he was Sean Horkoff.
But he was good on the run. Who's the captain on the run?
On the run?
With Pisani,
Way
Fernando.
back 06? Who was the captain? Oh, it was the defenseman. Number 7?
Was
big guy.
Steos?
Not Luke Richardson. Steve Steos, maybe.
That wasn't Steos.
Oh, it was one of those guys.
I don't even know if those guys are real.
We're not
going to
sit here
no,
and
it's fine.
fumble over. You got anything else going on?
Well, no, I got. We don't ever talk basketball.
Ooh, we talked Rattlers a little bit today.
Did
Matt
we?
Young did the PA announcing for the Rattlers game.
Is he doing that?
Well, he did the one. I'm not
And
sure.
we got to
if he's
get
still doing
Lovelace on this show.
I just cut up.
Does
From talking about the great Rob Lovelace.
Does he watch the show anymore?
Not yet, but he will because he's going to be on here.
He needs to be on the show.
Yeah,
because he's well.
He has spent years since the Dude podcast, like 10 years. He listened to every show because we'd always give him shout outs and love. He's such a kind-hearted, beautiful human being.
He had like he's a coach now, but he had a path in commercial life. Like he didn't ever audition that I know of for commercials, but
Are you adding actor to his resume?
He should be. We crossed paths when we were young in the 7th and 8th grades. We kind of passed parks when groups of kids would roam the east side of Saskatoon, and we'd run into each other and know people. But he had the nicest smile as a kid, and even back then,
huge heart,
and a big smile. I was just like, man, I told him once, I was like, you should be on like a Crest commercial, because those are just those whites are perfect. Like you should be selling toothpaste or something, because you are very likable and enjoyable. Like I would buy products that you know what? Does Uncle Mike make toothpaste?
I'm not sure. We could ask him.
Man, if we could converge Uncle Mike and Rob Lovelace's smile.
Yeah. Just let him represent anything. The guy is an absolute angel of human being. He's going to be excited. I hope he hears this, and I hope he knows that we're, again, looking to get him on. Rob Lovelace, we love you. We're going to get you on here, talk some basketball. Just being around this. Like, this environment is perfect for a guy like that. He'd thrive in here.
He'd crush. Yeah. And I'd watch. So besides that, the thing about the basketball team, so The national team they're down to their 25
Yeah, you sent
players.
the roster.
I was just like, I think this is as close to Canada's ever been to a dream team, right?
Absolutely.
So it's like Canada's dream team. If everybody goes,
yeah,
and this is like
5 of starters from the NBA,
yeah,
which is cool.
And a bench player that might be a starter.
Yeah, it's not just what's his name, McCullough anymore. What's his name, Mike McCullough?
Yeah, right. Going
He's
way
like the
back
only
then.
Canadian guy for a long time.
But yeah, Olenek might not be starting.
Oh,
He'd be on
Kelly
the
Olynyk.
yeah, and
Very
then
interesting.
Dylan Brooks.
He's a beast.
There's just some good. So there's some exciting things. That's maybe for another time. Maybe we're out of time. We're way out of time.
Yeah, I didn't want you, like you said, I
Dang
didn't
it.
want you to come all the way here and then just send you out the door. We always make room for Coach Mazer. You know him from this show. You know him from the upcoming return of the Dude podcast. We say it so much, and it's going to be totally different. It's a whole different format, but it's so good. I have to find the intro. I was talking to Von Trask, and he's not sure if he still has it or not. We might have to remake it.
I'm not convinced it'll be good.
I have already edited them. It's really good.
Yeah, no,
That's
but
what
I'm
I'm
not
telling you.
convinced. Like I think that to reference a moment on the show where we were mentioning you wanted me and my wife. I showed my wife a clip, and you wanted me to hold you up,
Titanic me.
like to Titanic, and she's like, "There was no lifting." He's thinking of that dancing movie,
Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing, where but there was no moment like that. They just were leaning on the bow, I believe it's
on a
called. They're
second.
leaning into the bow.
You're telling me
There's no
that
lifting.
when they go to the front of the boat and that Leonardo DiCaprio guy puts his arms right around her and puts her up the front of the boat,
bow.
there's no lift?
It's just the bow.
There's no lift. So he's just slowly touching her back, like about
We
to
have a
push her
movie.
off.
Our movie critics, when they watch the Titanic,
From the viewing room, does he lift her, yes or no?
he doesn't know. He's
I say
never
yes.
seen
He
it.
says yes.
There's
He's
no
like,
lifting.
Yeah, of course.
He's never lifted. So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm with you. I saw that. I don't know.
All right. Let's get the piano going here.
What I'm
while we
saying
do
is, the Dude podcast might be a bit of a Titanic.
that was your joke on the show, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And if that's not funny, I don't know what is. That's what you get. It's a bunch of quick cuts. It's like my favorite show on the internet, my main man, the Photo Prospector. Wrote to my man. Love him. He knows who he is.
Top 7 damn shows.
He does the Photo Prospector, and it's just a bunch of quick edits, and that's what this show's going to be. He was the inspiration for that.
Yeah, and I don't know what it looks like.
I'll show it to you.
until
I'll show it to you
afterwards.
Friday after we do our Twitch stream. You get here. What a show
All
today. We went overtime. It was so much fun. Thank you to CTV's Matt Young for stopping by, getting us all caught up. You can see him this weekend on TSN and TSN Plus for the World Junior Football Championships going on. He's going to be in Edmonton for that.
What a guy.
Croker was in the house, the return of Croker. Last week was the first week that he's missed because he's been so busy. So we got him back on. He's at least once a week. I'm going to bug him for like 3 or 4 more.
You ever look
We
at
want
a
him
guy?
every day. He's so good.
Ever look at a guy that's just mustache and have a tough time looking him in the eye?
Yeah, well,
I did
especially
that.
when
Croker's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I
he
just
was
like,
Raleigh fingered hard.
Yeah, I
Like,
couldn't
that's
look
the
at him.
best looking mustache I've ever seen.
I was trying to make
That's
eye
awesome.
contact, but it was tough. It was just like mustache.
He's lucky he's married, man, to a beautiful, lovely, lovely wife. Because that guy, hot to trot. He probably got to tell him to get away to all the ladies with him.
Just chasing down 400-yard drives.
Yeah, living the dream, eating all the donuts, all the courses.
Are we piano playing?
Yeah, we're
right now?
piano. Give me some notes.
I want to use Maggie's one paw so bad.
You can use.
Maggie,
We should get Maggie doing a Maggie paw.
can we do a Maggie Cam paw?
Hold on, I'm gonna go for it.
No, stay there.
Oh, not
man.
today. It wasn't meant to be today.
All right.
That's okay. We'll get it next time. To you for driving all the way across town. Thank you for joining us.
Now I got to drive all the way
Well,
back across town.
Well, you can leave you with some Mountain Dew. You fill your candies up. Okay, you can do the dew.
Blue whales.
You got your Giny going.
Pulp. There's pulp in the
That's
bottom.
why I told you to shake it. You gotta be careful with the Orangina.
Yeah.
CCO podcast, best in the biz. Check them out as well. I think they got like 13,000 subscribers now. Blowing up.
They're really good.
They're so good. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. It's the Friday show. Everyone's going to be here. It's going to be fantastic. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll talk to you then. That's in the